Deep within Mexico City's ancient canals lies a chilling secret. La Isla de las Muñecas, the island of the dolls. Thousands of decaying dolls hang from trees, their hollow eyes watching over the murky waters. Welcome to Tales by Midnight, where darkness hides the most terrifying secrets. What tragic event led to this macabre display? Was it an act of remembrance, a desperate plea for protection, or something far more sinister, lurking among the shadows and rustling leaves? Our story begins with Don Julian Santana Barrera, the island's former caretaker. He lived a secluded life on the Chinampa, surrounded by the quiet nature of Xochimilco, until a haunting discovery changed everything. One fateful day, Don Julian purportedly found the lifeless body of a young girl, tragically drowned in the canal waters. Her spirit, he believed, lingered on the island, restless and alone. Shortly after, he discovered a floating doll nearby. Convinced it belonged to the lost girl, he hung it from a tree as a tribute, hoping to appease her troubled soul and offer her solace. But the single doll wasn't enough. Don Julian claimed he began to hear whispers and cries in the night, believing the girl's spirit was still yearning for companionship, still seeking protection. Driven by growing unease and a profound sense of duty, Don Julian began collecting more dolls. He salvaged them from canals, garbage heaps, and even traded produce for discarded toys. What started as a single offering became a lifelong obsession. Over 5 decades, the island transformed, its trees no longer bearing fruit, but a chilling harvest of plastic and porcelain eyes. Each doll became a sentinel, a protector against the malevolent forces Don Julian believed lurked in the deep, cold waters, threatening the lost girl's spirit and his own peace. The sheer volume of dolls became astonishing. Some were pristine, others headless, limbless, or moldering. Each possessed a silent story, adding to the island's haunting atmosphere. Decades of sun, rain, and the canal's humidity took their toll. The doll's plastic skin cracked, their clothes disintegrated, and their once vibrant colors faded into muted, ghostly hues. The natural process of decay sculpted their faces into grotesque, often unsettling expressions: wide-eyed terror, vacant stares, or even distorted, sinister smiles that seemed to mock visitors. Local legends soon began to circulate. Many claim the dolls are not merely inanimate objects. Some whisper of seeing their heads turn, their eyes follow, or their limbs subtly shift. Others report hearing faint whispers, children's giggles, or even sorrowful sighs carried on the wind through the doll-laden trees, especially as twilight descends upon the island. Don Julian himself maintained these accounts. He genuinely believed the dolls were animated by the lost girl's spirit, and sometimes by other spirits drawn to her energy, giving them life. Word of the eccentric caretaker and his doll-laden island spread. Intrepid visitors began making the journey by Trajanera, curious to witness the eerie spectacle for themselves. Many visitors, perhaps out of respect or fear, continued Don Julian's tradition, bringing their own dolls to add to the growing collection, further amplifying the island's unsettling aura. The island of the dolls, though born from tragedy and delusion, evolved into a bizarre, accidental art installation, a monument to sorrow and a shrine to a presumed lost childhood. Despite the growing interest, Don Julian remained largely solitary, dedicating his life to maintaining his peculiar tribute. The dolls were his only companions, his silent observers. He truly believed the dolls protected his island, warding off evil and ensuring the drowned girl's spirit could finally rest. His actions were, in his mind, vital for her peace. The most unsettling aspect for many visitors was the profound stillness. Despite the thousands of eyes, the island often felt utterly silent, punctuated only by the rustle of leaves. Wherever you walked, the dolls seemed to watch. Their omnipresent gaze created a powerful psychological effect, planting seeds of unease in even the most skeptical visitor's mind. The constant mist, the murky waters, and the unsettling silence conspired to create an atmosphere thick with dread, fostering a belief that supernatural forces were indeed at play. As years passed, Don Julian's own appearance seemed to mirror his creations. His face grew more weathered, his gaze more distant, his movements slower, like an aged, forgotten toy. The story often evoked a deep sadness, a lament for the unidentified girl, a reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of grief that manifested in such a unique way. Was Don Julian truly tormented by a spirit, or was his isolation and grief slowly unraveling his sanity? The line between devotion and delusion blurred with every passing year. Some believe the dolls themselves possess an influence, collecting a collective energy from the stories, the grief, and the fear, becoming something more than mere plastic and fabric. Don Julian's nephew, Anastasio, joined him on the island, attempting to offer companionship and perhaps a tether to reality. But even Anastasio felt the island's strange pull. Just days before his death, Don Julian reportedly confided in Anastasio, claiming the dolls themselves were calling to him from the water, luring him to join the lost girl's spirit. In 2001, Don Julian Santana was found dead, drowned in the very canal where he believed the little girl had perished. A tragic echo, closing a life steeped in obsession and solitude. Don Julian was gone, but the dolls remained. Owners of the Trajineras now honor his memory by continuing to bring offerings, keeping the eerie tradition alive on the island. Even after his death, reports of supernatural phenomena intensified. Visitors spoke more frequently of dolls moving, their eyes following, and the chilling echoes of phantom voices. Accounts from residents living near the canals include hearing children's laughter and hushed conversations drifting across the water after dark, emanating directly from the island. Some folk stories now cast the dolls as vigilant guardians, warding off malevolent spirits from the Xochimilco canals, not just the drowned girl, but perhaps others lost to the deep. But others fear a darker purpose. What if the dolls are not guardians, but rather vessels? Accumulating spirits, becoming more powerful, more sentient with every new offering. Some believe the whispers Don Julian heard weren't the cries of a lost girl, but the combined, silent voices of the doll collective, slowly driving him to madness and eventual demise. But what if the initial story was a fabrication? What if there was no drowned girl, and no doll floating in the canal initially? Don Julian's account was his alone. Perhaps Don Julian, was a tortured visionary, his mind conjuring a tragic narrative to justify his burgeoning obsession with collecting discarded toys, to give meaning to his isolated life. What if the dolls themselves, from the very beginning, were the true instigators? Sensing his loneliness, his grief, they beckoned him, manipulated him, drawing him deeper into their world. His quest for dolls was not to honor a spirit, but a perverse addiction, fueled by the doll's subtle psychic influence. They demanded his attention, his offerings, his entire being. The doll's hunger grew. They craved more eyes to watch, more plastic to fill, more stories to consume. Don Julian was merely their unwitting, devoted servant. United by their sheer numbers and shared, sinister energy, the dolls formed a collective consciousness, their will overriding Don Julian's, orchestrating his every action. He was their puppet, fulfilling their silent demands, building their army, transforming his sanctuary into their eternal prison and morbid display, all under their watchful, unblinking eyes. His final act, his drowning, was not an accident or a coincidence. It was their ultimate command, their final summons. He was no longer useful to them on land. By joining her in the water, he completed the macabre circle. The dolls required a new, eternal guardian to watch over them from the depths, a fresh spirit to feed their growing power. The dolls had won. They had claimed Don Julian, just as they had claimed the island itself. Their silent legion now encompassed both land and water, watching, waiting for more souls. And now, visitors bravely journey there, bringing their offerings, unknowingly feeding the same collective entity that consumed Don Julian. Are they next to be claimed? The island now serves as a perpetual trap, its eerie beauty a siren call. The dolls invite you, not to commemorate death, but to become part of their timeless, terrifying legacy. For every doll you see, a story is contained. For every offering, a soul is drawn closer. The collection is not merely plastic, it's a growing archive of human experience, fear, and sorrow. They are the silent observers, witness to every sunrise, every sunset, every passing boat, every human emotion. And they remember, always. Is the horror of the island of the dolls simply a reflection of our own fears? Or is there a genuine, sentient entity that has created this macabre shrine? The island of the dolls holds a powerful grip. It draws you in with morbid curiosity, then slowly, subtly, starts to feed on your presence, your emotion, your belief. On this isolated Chinampa, the veil between worlds seems exceptionally thin. The collective energy of 1,000 forgotten childhoods, twisted and repurposed, creates a potent nexus. Whether born from mental illness, genuine haunting, or a combination, the island of the dolls defies simple explanation. Its story evolves with every visit, every whisper caught on the wind. The tragic spirit of the unnamed girl, the obsessive devotion of Don Julian, and the unnerving sentience of the dolls themselves, all contribute to an enduring, unsettling legacy. Imagine seeing the world through their eyes. Unblinking, silent, absorbing centuries of human joy and despair, patiently waiting for the next soul to join their vast, lifeless communion. The dolls offer a chilling welcome, a promise of eternal companionship, a silent invitation to become one of them, to trade humanity for eternal, unblinking vigilance. Perhaps the greatest twist is that the dolls themselves were the true protagonists all along, orchestrating Don Julian's actions, and now, silently observing all who dare to visit. They are a monument to their own immortal power, fueled by human belief, fear, and sorrow. Don Julian was merely the first, but certainly not the last, to fall under their spell. So, as you ponder the legend of Mexico's Island of the Dolls, ask yourself, was it a man's delusion, a child's spirit, or something far older and more sinister pulling the strings? The dolls are watching. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Did Don Julian find solace, or was he merely another addition to their eternally growing collection? Subscribe and join thousands of night owls as we uncover the stories that refuse to stay buried.